What do all these films have in common? They're expressions of passion. They're the tales of dreamers who chase their goals with relentless bravery. This specific genre of film featuring a starving artist follows a protagonist who has loads of talent and passion for the art form they love, but struggles to find success in it. They sacrifice much in their life, including time, money, and their mental health, all for their goals. These movies have garnered a lot of attention over time. Perhaps it's because the movies give similar, persistent dreamers hope. Maybe it's because their characters allow viewers to vicariously live through them. Viewers who are dreamers deep down, but chose to take another path in their life because they were scared. Or maybe it's just because emotional struggle is relatable and compelling. What's more fascinating than what these films have in common is what differentiates them. The look and feel of Whiplash is very dissimilar to La La Land. Even though they're both directed by Damien Chazelle and follow characters who strive to make it big with their creative endeavors, the protagonists have completely different perspectives and approaches to their goals, which makes all the difference. Let's first take a look at Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan. Nina is a ballerina whose desire for success has grown to the point of unhealthy obsession. The movie is very dark in how it discusses power dynamics, mental health, and violence. Nina attends a respectable ballet company where everyone fights for the spotlight.
What'd you do to get this role?
Jealousy and comparison is everywhere. Ballet is an art form that requires delicate precision and high amounts of stress on the ballerina's mind and body. Nina's sanity resultantly slowly crumbles away until she's completely overcome by the pressure. Whiplash is similar in many ways. Andrew also places an exorbitant amount of pressure on himself to accomplish his musical dreams. Like Nina, he spends countless hours practicing and sacrifices his social life and mental stability. Nina and Andrew take their passions to dangerous extremes. But where does hunger turn into obsession? When did they end up taking it arguably too far at times? Especially in comparison to comparably self-driven characters like Sebastian or Jonathan. A lot of that is due to the culture they've been immersed in. Nina and Andrew spend the vast majority of their time surrounded by other ambitious individuals. A certain level of competition is healthy, even helpful in growth. But in very high-pressure environments where you feel your entire future relies on you winning opportunities over the person next to you, the whole atmosphere is going to be much tenser, and your instinct will be to turn combative.
See, this to me is the beauty of studio band. You walk in here an alternate, who knows when you could be the new core.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Thanks.
That shit?
Of course, from a viewer's perspective, seeing the breakdown of a person's mental state is intriguing. How does obsession lead a person to crumble? Can they persevere regardless? Is the notoriety worth their mental demise? Black Swan may not be a perfect example of everyone's relationship with pursuing their dreams, but it forces the audience to put success in perspective. Because even if you have it all, do you really have it all? The commonality in the starving artist trope is in how the protagonists face obstacles in accomplishing their dreams. Making it big in any creative field is difficult because of how competitive the industries are. Black Swan and Whiplash greatly focus on Nina and Andrew proving themselves, but the story of Tick, Tick, Boom focuses more on a lack of opportunity. In most cases, creatives have to wait to be awarded an opportunity to make their dreams happen. In Tick, Tick, Boom, Jonathan has been working on his musical for 8 years and has faced rejection after rejection. Tick, Tick, Boom hones in on the repetitive rejections one faces in pursuit of their dream. Whether it's not having your musical picked up, getting declined for acting roles, or receiving negative feedback, creative industries are based around subjective opinions, connections, and luck, so they're naturally going to be hard to break into. The harsh truth is that many work their entire life trying to make it, but most don't achieve the massive success and fame they'd originally dreamed of. It's the reason why people are so full of doubt throughout their creative career journey. After how many years of rejection should you just move on and cut your losses short? What Tick, Tick, Boom does that no other film in its trope so effectively encapsulates is the heartache that comes with a creative career path. The movie may be a musical, but it's very grounded in reality visually. Its dialogue is honest, and we fully understand Jonathan's defeated mindset, his worry about aging, and his hopelessness. A lot of the scenes are literally dark, accurately reflecting his emotional state. Tick, Tick, Boom does not romanticize the starving artist's experience, like films like La La Land arguably may. The audience is drawn in because of how bleak the story is, so you can't help but root for Jonathan. Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans also depicts a character full of dreams who faces the judgment of others.
That's more important than your hobby.
Dad, can you stop calling it a hobby?
The young Sammy sees the beauty of how he can capture precious moments of life and tell innovative stories with his camera. He has a true love of art and cinema that's magical. Spielberg showcases Sammy's adoration for filmmaking with such passion that it's infectious to its viewers, making Sammy's journey beautiful to be a part of. We walk alongside Sammy from the inception of his love for cinema until he grows up. Through the lens of even Sammy's camera, the audience learns that art can capture more than just fictional stories. It can also capture the good and bad of the real world. Sammy's real difficulties regarding his filmmaking ambitions don't come until later in the film. He wants to drop out of college but is unable to find work in filmmaking. Eventually, Sammy receives an offer to work on a show at CBS, and he gets advice from one of his biggest filmmaking inspirations, John Ford. Needless to say, The Fabelmans doesn't focus on Sammy's artistic struggles as much as most films with its trope, but it demonstrates the love for the art that pushes people to keep going, even in the darkest of times. The Oscar-winning La La Land follows aspiring actress Mia and musician Sebastian. The two support each other throughout the highs and lows of pursuing their separate goals. They individually have moments of excitement and optimism, followed by times of disappointment and hopelessness. La La Land is one of the most beloved films of the last decade. It features the most distinct and stunning cinematography and soundtrack. But what touches people is how infused it is with love. Love for their dreams and love for each other. Mia and Sebastian truly support each other through everything. So, while they face heartbreak brought upon by their struggles with their careers,
maybe I'm one of those people that has always wanted to do it, but it's like a pipe dream.
Well, whatever, all right? I mean, it's time to grow up, you know? I have a steady job, this is what I'm doing.
They don't face the severe mental instability suffered by characters like Nina or Andrew, who are completely consumed by toxic environments and relationships. La La Land does a wonderful job of telling fellow dreamers to keep going, because you never know when the perfect opportunity is right around the corner. If Mia did end up skipping that last audition, she would have never become the movie star she grew to be. Perhaps many people who move on from their dreams were just moments away from their big break. If only they'd stuck with it for just a bit longer, everything could have been different. Soul gives a very fresh perspective to the starving artist trope. Joe struggles to find support for his dreams of being a musician from those around him. His mother wants him to find a full-time and permanent job in order to secure financial stability. Still, Joe is intent on pursuing his dreams. He's actually given an incredible opportunity early on in the film to perform with a highly respected musician.
Get a suit, Teach. A good suit. Back here tonight, first show's at 9, sound check's at 7. We'll see how you do.
But the movie pulls away the magnifying glass to be about far more than one's creative passions. Soul demonstrates self-awareness of how the struggling artist's journey is often glamorized. It reflects on how it's possible to find satisfaction with life even without a career of stardom, because reaching your goals may not turn out to bring you the internal contentment you'd expect. Instead of falling in love with the idea of how accomplishing your big dream would make you feel, fall in love with the journey of life and appreciate the little things. By doing this, Soul encourages people to relieve themselves of the pressure to make it big. All of these different films approach the story's payoff in very different ways. They each end with happy endings to one extent or another. Not necessarily with everything being perfect or even close to perfect, but at least with the characters being content with life. In Whiplash, Andrew hasn't yet established a legacy or become one of the greats like he dreams of, but he's re-energized to continue his path towards his goal, giving himself validation for his talent. The ending of Black Swan shows Nina bleeding out, perhaps even dying. Nina just wanted to give a perfect performance and was happy to sacrifice quite literally everything for it. It's a morbid ending, but it demonstrates how deep self-criticism runs in the minds of artists and how far one is willing to go to fulfill their dreams. Black Swan is thus a cautionary tale about the dangers of not controlling how your ambition develops. At the end of Tick Tick Boom, Jonathan is hit with a devastating blow to his self-confidence when Superbia isn't chosen to be produced, but he's given encouragement to keep going. We learn in the movie that the real-life Jonathan Larson did go on to be extremely successful and renowned, proving to the audience that if you keep learning and working hard, accomplishing your dreams is very possible. The Fabelmans shows that nurturing young dreams can amount to something great. La La Land tells viewers that sacrifice is vital to success and that the journey to it may be difficult, but there are beautiful aspects to it as well, like the connections you form in the process. And the ending of Soul is a message to everyone that reaching milestones and career achievements are great, but appreciation for the little things in life is what will make you truly happy. If there's one thing to gather from these movies, it's that you can't allow yourself to shy away from chasing your dreams. Don't worry about it feeling embarrassing. Everyone is considered crazy and delusional until they're famous. Only then are they recognized for their talent and potential. Every celebrity or legend you know has probably been looked at weirdly when trying to get their career off the ground. But they wouldn't have been where they are now if they didn't persist regardless. Ultimately, people love the starving artist trope in film because it makes them believe that they too can accomplish their wildest dreams.